On the last episode of our Australian adventure, we flew around the spectacular Wilpena Pound in the Flinders Ranges. We spent a night at the Ronsley Park station and explored some of the bushwalking tracks. We then flew to the Clare Valley, just north of Adelaide. We've just arrived at Clare Airport, unpacked and ready to set off on our day's riding. We were really impressed with the Clare Aerodrome, which was recently built by the local community. It was really good to see a community embrace an aviation facility, as many other communities are far less supportive of this type of infrastructure. We're riding on the highway to connect to the Riesling Trail, and some cars are really rude. They're happy to speed past us at 100 kilometres an hour without moving over. You feel like you're just centimetres away from touching the sides of their cars or trucks. Some drivers are really good. Thank you, good drivers. We're at the end of the Riesling Trail, but we haven't started yet. We've just found it. So we're here, 29.5 kilometres or something, or 30, I don't know. That's a long way. Let's see how far we get along. Some of the destinations we plan to visit are because of the cycle tracks, and that was the main attraction for us stopping here at Clare. The Riesling Trail is 27 kilometres long and it runs from Barinia through to Auburn. It follows the old train line, which was originally built in the 1800s to service the growing wine region. The railway line was removed in the 1980s and in more recent years converted to a popular cycle path winding through charming little villages, vineyards and beautiful countryside. Whoa, look at the size of the grapevine.
Skid. I only come up 90 metres.
That's from Barinia. We've come up 100 metres since we left Barinia.
Plus all the riding we did from the airport way out here somewhere.
Yeah, that was all uphill. That was horrible, that bit.
Up there. And down to Auburn.
That's down the entire way.
Yeah. There hasn't been anything majorly just right on the side of the track. No. So everything you've got to ride off to. Yep. The bike hire place was just off the track. Yep. Back in Clare.
I was expecting the track to go more through the town a little bit, so that you ride past cafes and things like that rather than
having to get off the track and ride 500 metres.
Yeah, that one. There were a few surprises along the track that we didn't expect to find, like cherry plum trees loaded with yummy fruit, grapevines, olive trees and other edible fruit trees. There were also rainwater tanks for us to refill our drink bottles along the way. I really like the 6 gears on my Brompton, but I still don't like riding up hills. We managed to ride as far as Leasingham before turning back. We didn't really have time to get all the way through to Auburn, as we planned to head to Adelaide this afternoon. Given our lack of time, a super generous local that we met in Clare offered to pick us up and drive us back to Clare so we didn't have to ride all the way back. He took us on a scenic route past some iconic locations like the Seven Hill Church and the Quarry Hill Lookout. Thanks Dave, it was so nice to meet you and made our stop in Clare that much more memorable.
becoming airborne from Clare heading to Adelaide, we worked out pretty quickly that outback flying during summer should be left to early morning and later in the evening. We bumped the rest of our way through to Adelaide.
Amy, do something?
Yep, iPad on please.
They're halfway there.
476.
Turn to go down.
Yep. Who'd you go to the aerodrome car?
Airport Lincoln Sandwich. Thank you to its Airport Lincoln Sandwich terminal.
Let's scroll till you get to back to the map page, please. That's all that fire there.
Oh wow, that whole huge big section in there.
It became quite evident as we were flying along the extent of the South Australian bushfires during November 2015, where all the black fields of wheat and grass that had been burnt out. Despite it being so rough, we stayed at a relatively low altitude to stay outside the controlled airspace of Adelaide and descended through following the lanes into Parrafield Airport.
November India down.
Are we going the way they said to go?
Yep.
Yes, whiskey, clear visual approach.
Back to that brown area over there, I think, or that one.
That's where we're going to?
Yep.
Oh, I see, because we're going to go straight and then turn.
Yep.
Oh, well this is much smoother sailing.
Parrafield Tower, good afternoon, RV Yankee Hotel Charlie, we're out harbour 1,500 down received hotel.
Hotel Charlie, Squawk 0100.
Code 0100 Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, got you about 2 miles to run to Outer Harbour. From Outer Harbour, showing mid-downwind runway 21 right, maintain 1,500.
On the mid-downwind runway 21 right, Yankee 1,500 Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Takeoff.
The aerodrome car.
Runway 21 right, clear for takeoff again.
Back him up.
500. 1,500.
Someone out here.
21 right, Tango Golf Papa.
Stay way out. Going to look for planes or
Bring your speed back, you're going to be following a twin star on the crosswind runway 21 right, about to turn downwind, be out at about your 130 position.
Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, affirmative. Bring your speed back, you're following a twin star, just turning onto downwind runway 21 right in about your 130 position.
Yankee Hotel Charlie.
is that the one I found?
Over here somewhere.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, that aircraft just passing the line between you and the tower now.
Yeah, I'll get inside it, thanks Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, follow that aircraft to use for a touch and go.
Follow the aircraft, Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Clear visual approach, and you're following an RV on a lake downwind in number 3. Thank you, November India 21, left clear, touch and go.
Yankee Hotel Charlie base runway 21 right.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, 21 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, Yankee 21 right, Yankee Hotel Charlie.
A good fire pad?
Yep. Leave the iPad with the aerodrome chart to get on it again.
Yep.
Bravo, get on, turning downwind, full stop.
Again from number 3, follow the diamond turning back.
What page on the aerodrome chart?
Yes, I just want to see the aerodrome. Parrafield ground, Yankee Hotel Charlie, we're for long-term parking.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, Parrafield ground, taxi via Bravo, cross undershoot 26 left, 26 right to the apron.
Taxi on Bravo, cleared cross the undershoot 26 left and right, Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Yankee Hotel Charlie, once you taxi onto the apron, if you taxi around to the right past the tower, there's 4 aircraft parked on the grass, and that's the long-term parking.
Will do, thanks, Yankee Hotel Charlie.
Over up.
Behind the crowd, through undershoot 26 right to holding on Bravo 5.
We're at Parrafield in Adelaide. We've just had the bumpiest trip from all the legs that we've done so far. It was by far the bumpiest, and the bumpiest I think I've ever been in an aeroplane. Got a few scares occasionally. We're headed out to the port direction now, where we're going to spend the night. Yeah. On the next episode of our Australian adventure, we check out the things to do and see in Adelaide and its surrounds. We then head to our next destination on the famous Murray River.